Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to do a little deck profile of um the tournament that I went into, two local tournaments, and then that week I was able to get two winner cards, one Law and one Yamato. Those days I went 3-0, both of them, so basically 6-0 for the week. And I just wanted to share my deck profile and kind of just give my insight on certain matchups and stuff like that. And with the thing, I was able to do it with Kid. I think he is one of the most versatile leaders there is. He's able to go against a lot of different matchups without really being at a disadvantage. Um, that leader activating main of just attacking two times is just so helpful in like ending the game or maybe clearing anything in the board. And yeah, he's just the deck in general is just very versatile. It can handle a lot of different situations. So let's just get started with the deck profile. We'll start off with four Jewelry Bonnie and four Momo. Now Jewelry Bonnie, he's a searcher, supernova. He's really helpful when you're going against mostly any matchup because most of the time you want to look for your big guys like either Hawkins, 8 cost Kid if you're going against blue, 7 cost Kid if you're going against purple. Things that's basically gonna help win you the game is the one that's gonna be searched by Jewelry Bonnie. And now for Momo, he is kind of just like an early game, like Raizo, Okiku. Also, if you have your board established, you could use Momo to get an Izo. Like those are the things I kind of look for, but definitely the most important searcher that you have is Bonnie. He's one of the ones that you kind of want to protect until you get that card that you were looking for. Momo, you could kind of just use him and then kind of honestly just sacrifice him. Like that's kind of how it goes. And then next up, another staple, four beige, just a small cost blocker. Helps when you have the 8 cost Kid established. Also just protecting your things early on, like Bonnie. Another staple for Neko. This card is so clutch, honestly. Like when I went against Red in one of the tournaments, I honestly this was one of the cards that I was always looking for. Once I have it, it kind of just helped the whole game plan because once they get Robin, you kind of just want to put this down, kill the Robin, put one in your leader, make it attack for 6, and then it's it takes a lot for them to block that Robin, so they're probably just gonna let it die most of the time. And Robin is probably one of your worst enemies because you have these beige, and you have these small guys that can just blockers that can just die from Robin. And then another blocker is Killer. Another staple, just helps more bodies on the floor, especially when you have the 8 Kid established. Put a card up on top of it, and also just block, draw a card, helps with the draws. It's also a 1K counter, so it helps a lot. Now this is kind of situational. I personally run it because in my locals we go against a lot of red, and for these ones it's actually so helpful. I was thinking about taking it out, but I think it's just so helpful, especially if I'm going against that Zoro rush. Also like any 3 cost like Robin. I just next play I just put that down, kill it off without really taking out too many of my resources. Another staple is 3 Okiku. Okiku I think is one of the best 3 cost cards in the game. Just attacks and sleep something with a 5 cost and down, and 5 cost is a hefty number. There's a lot of things with the 5 cost that are just like needed to be killed. I just run 3 just because sometimes if you have too much in your hand, it kind of just feels like a dead card, and you don't want to just fill up your hand with a bunch of these that have no counters because most of the time you'll just put 1 or 2 in the board, and then you don't want to put in an extra one just because. Next up we have 3 Raizo. Helps with draw power. Like when you have Momo or you have Bonnie, You activate main, goes on rest mode, attack with this, makes you draw another card. So it just helps with draw power. Also, when you have the 8-cost kid, you'll do the active main on 8-cost kid or attack with it. Makes it basically defending your whole thing. You can continuously get a card every single turn if you just keep attacking with Raizo, and then by that point you'll have so much cards in your hand, just help build up your deck, basically like set up counters and stuff. Next up we have Force Crashman Apu. Honestly, just strictly for counters, just the 2k counters. That's really all that's for. And then we have 4 Ezo, another staple, 2k counters most of the time, but there will be times when you want to use it. For example, if you don't have Neko and you want to kill off Robin to stop slaughtering you, you put it down and kind of just sleep it, attack the Robin. Or maybe if you want to push for a game, you want to put this, sleep their blocker, and then just go for a game. Yeah, I think these 4 are honestly just staple, just having as much 2k counters as you can, especially once you get that 7 or 8 cost setup. We have 3 Hawkins. I run 3 just because we go against a lot of green, red, and blue in my area. And honestly, they're just good with any matchup, honestly. Like, if you're going against Doflamingo, they use their passive, you have this up. You can keep attacking the things that they have on the board that they get from passive, and it's going to really force them to use, like, anything to kind of put this in your hand again. Yeah, it's just a menace to go against, especially against green, too. You sleep, having this in Okiku, for example, you sleep something with Okiku, you attack with this, with 1 Dawn, and then resets again, and then you could just keep it alive, or you can attack with it again. So it's just so helpful in that green matchup. And then next up we have 3 Law. I think 3 is the perfect number. You don't want to run too many of dead cards, honestly. And most of the time this one is honestly just used for a blocker. It helps you basically, it's very Dawn efficient, I would say. You put this down, get something back. For example, you put a Neko down, you sleep something, you put this down, take the Neko back, and then put the killer to kill the Robin or any 3 costs that you want to kill. Or you could also just put this down, get something back, and then put down Okiku, and then now that's like a board that's kind of threatening because you have the Okiku and then you have Law as a blocker. So it's just it's a menace to go against. Now we go for the big drops. We will go for 3 of the 7 cost kid and 3 of the 8 cost kid. 7 cost kid honestly is just specifically for purple and red. Just because for purple, honestly, me personally, I don't put anything down against Kaido. I just attack nonstop with my leader, use a passive, keep attacking until I get that 7 Dawn. Once I get 7 Dawn, I just put it down and then kind of just slow beat down every single turn. They don't have anything to really clear it unless they want to just drop the 10 cost kid, but probably by then, with the amount I'm attacking with my leader and 7 cost, they'll probably be down to 1 life already. So they're not going to do that, because if they do that, they clear their board, they have 1 life left. You just put all your Dawn on here, attack, take out that last life, reset, and then attack their face, and they're basically done. 7 cost, there's times you want to play it against blue, but most of the time you wouldn't really want to play it just because they'll bottom deck it with Mihawk, or just put it back in your hand with Doflamingo. So like my experience, I wouldn't really play it against blue too. Now this is the staple of the deck, just the 8 cost tower defense basically. This is one of the cards that you really need when you're going against blue, just to, once you have it, establish board control. They can't do anything about it. They can't put it in your hand. They have to go through it. Most of the time, the only time that they can go through this if they already have a bunch of Mihawks in the board. But even then, it's so hard to go against it because you'll have a lot of blockers on the field, and then it's going to be so tough for them to just go through it. But yeah, 3 I think is the perfect number for that. And then We have 2 event cards, Paradise Waterfall. It's a little sus sometimes, but I think it worked well with the tournaments that I've been into. Just when they attack you, they'll be like kind of get caught by surprise. Put this restand a blocker, and then block with that blocker, or you can block with your 7 cost kid. You can block with your 7 cost kid, and then put this down, Paradise Waterfall, restand it so you could use it again for another block. It's just so helpful. I think I do want to change this for Punk Gibson though, just because Punk Gibson will allow me to kind of protect the 8 cost kid a little bit more, and allows me to kind of just get that 4K counter and then sleep one of their 4 costs. So that's kind of one of the changes I would do, is probably just change one of this for Paradise Waterfall. But other than that, I think the deck is set up to kind of just go against all matchups, especially like green and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a good week for us. Also, another combo that you guys can do is if you have Killer and Beige and you have nothing else. Like, this actually saved me a lot. Like, next turn I just drew a Beige, which was kind of what I needed. I had like nothing in the board. I put this down, 8 cost, put a Dawn on it, activate main, put the Killer, and then you put a Beige on the side with the last Dawn, and then it's like, it just helps to establish your board so fast with this and the 2 blockers, so they have to go through it. Yeah, it's just a menace. But overall, I had a good week. Using this deck is so fun. Personally, I think it's one of my favorite decks that I like to use. It's just consistent, versatile, can go against everything. And next set, I'm not really sure what I'm gonna play yet, but yeah, if you guys like this content, just let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you guys have any recommendations, let me know. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.